Alrighty, we're in for round two of VFN. So we're playing Living End, we're versing Not Celestial. Not sure what they're on at the moment. Oh, someone good luck. Our opening hand has Altenac, Formidable Speaker. Okay, so we do have like a turn 4. So we can play Bloodstained Maya to get a Underground Mortuary. Mistrise Village is going to enter untapped. Then we can Altenac discard, put Bloodstained Maya back into play on turn 2, which means on turn 3 we would have Formidable Speaker to discard, you know, Vibrance or Subtlety or Cavero to go get Shardless Agent. So I do think that this is good. We'd have some interaction. We could, hitch this Cavero to the Subtlety and then discard this Vibrance to the Formidable Speaker. So I think it's worth keeping. We'll have a reasonable amount of stuff in our graveyard. At least with the Altenac, it's a 9/9. Okay, we're versing at least a red-green deck of some sort. Could be Jund or Naya. Okay, Delighted Halfling. Alright, well, I think we might be favoured inside of these matchups. Maybe I was supposed to Subtlety this Halfling, but the learning curve, I guess. Ooh, Charlotte Agent already. Okay, that feels really good then. So what we can do is just play the Maya. Wow, that's really good for me. Would have been really good to Subtlety this immediately, but I guess I'm going to have to pass. Yeah, I mean, hey, probably should have just Subtlety the first thing, because if they play an uncounterable spell like a Grist or, I don't know, a Nadu on turn 2, that's probably bad. I don't think the Stomping Ground decks are going to be Nadu decks, but, different builds could exist, so... Okay, Bloodstained Maya, so it's probably a red-based deck? Or is it Jund? Legendary spells uncounterable. Agatha's Skull Cauldron is actually really, really annoying. Oh my god, a graveyard hate piece on turn 2 is absolutely mind-boggling. Okay. That does not feel very good for me. Wow, that is not good. And a Nethergoyf. Oh boy, I hate to see an Agatha Soul Cauldron on turn 2. I did not want to encounter Graveyard Hate immediately, so I have to find a way to deal with that. Okay, I guess I could just overload things into my grave. I guess I just kind of have to put it in my graveyard. I'm not going to ever evoke this next turn. Then I guess I can exile this Cavero. Subtlety. Ask you to put this Netherglyph somewhere. They're probably going to eat like 2 or 3 things from my graveyard by the time I cast the Shardless Agent, which kind of sucks. So I need to hit something good. Oliphaunt. So instead, if I... What can I do here? So if I Mistrise Village and then Altenac to return the Bloodstained Mire and they eat it, that's pretty bad for me, I guess. But I don't think that they're going to eat the land. I think they're going to eat the 2 things from my graveyard, but I don't think that they know that I'm on Living End necessarily. So if I just pass, then maybe I can get away with this. They're probably just going to eat my creature regardless. Okay. They also put Netherglyph on the top of their library. So looking to eat my Deceit here, which is pretty bad. I guess I just let that go through. They get a counter on here. They get abilities of Deceit, which doesn't really matter. Do I Altenac here, because if I attack when they untap, they can just eat my land and it counts as the whole ability. So it feels kind of shit, but what I'm going to do is just Altenac right now, get this land into play. They're probably just going to eat the Altenac. They're down to 3 cards with a Netherglyph on the top of their library, but I have 3 lands in play. Next turn I can crack one of the lands, cycle the Oliphaunt, then cast the Shardless Agent. And that means that I get a Shardless Agent in play plus 2 additional threats. I'll probably have the Subtlety and the Oliphaunt. The Altenac is probably going to be eaten. I'm going to kill these 2 creatures. They're going to attack for 2 right now. Sure. Okay. Draw. Okay. Well, let's fetch. Put a red blue into play. With Underground Mortuary and Volk, you can cast all the Cascade spells in the deck. So what I'll do is just mount and cycle this. I'll get a... Because I have a Vibrance in hand, I'll probably get this Taiga here. Play the Taiga. And I think I'm just going to gun this Shardless Agent right now. They probably just eat the Altenac. We get 2 creatures, 3 with the Shardless Agent. We kill 2 of theirs. Cast a Living End. This is currently a 5 for 1? Yeah, you eat Altenac. That's pretty reasonable. You put counter on your guy. Also reasonable. Resolve this Living End. Kill both of your guys. I reanimate 2 guys. I don't want to put Shardless Agent on the top of my library or bottom. So I cast Shardless Agent, kill 2 of your guys and reanimate 2 of mine. I guess I can just pass turn here. If I draw a land, I can hardcast this Vibrance. But currently I have Oliphaunt, which has 8 power because it gives something else plus 2. They play a Free Strider Lookout. Okay, cool. Which means they can use Agatha Soul Cauldron to commit a crime. And then they get another thing. What I can do is just Vibrance and kill this Free Strider Lookout and then attack them for a bunch. Okay, so that's pretty good. I can also... Okay, I should not Vibrance to Bolt because they can respond and put a counter on it with Agatha Soul Cauldron. So what I should do is pitch the Fury. If I'm going to pitch the Fury anyway, my mana is less relevant. They don't have any counter spells. If I attack, this is 8, 9, 10, 13 damage. They're at 4. So what happens here if I not misstrike, if I discard this Waker of Waves right now, there was already 2 creatures in grave, so this Agatha Soul Cauldron didn't matter. Okay, an Underground Sea and an Unmask. The Unmask does not matter, so I'll take the Sea. I'll play it. So if I now just add my Lutri to hand, and then pitch this Lutri, don't cast the Lutri, pitch the Fury, exiling Lutri. This way I can deal 4 to the Free Strider Lookout. They're going to commit a crime, get a land, blah, blah, blah. But what this does is it wins the game. Let's go. Okay, they're red-green, potentially a Valakut deck. They played Agatha Soul Cauldron, so what does that mean? They have creatures with activated abilities that they care about, that they want to resurrect. So I'm sure I haven't seen their deck in Highlander before. So if they're on Soul Cauldron, they probably care about their grave. So I'll put a Malanthrope in the deck. A Force of Vigor. They're probably like a Blood Moon and a Choke deck. First board, definitely Choke, I would say, and Carpet Flowers. So what we'll do is we'll bring in Force of Vigor and Foundation Breaker. We'll bring in Ashiok and Opposition Agent. I think a Fairy Macabre would also go in handy here. They showed that they were on Netherglyph, which is a point. I don't think we saw any other points. Potentially this culling ritual is good versus them. I just don't know yet because we haven't seen that deck. Is there on Dorks? Maybe it's worth bringing in one of Brotherhood's End or Culling Ritual. Maybe both. And just have as many wraths as possible. If we bring in all this, we're bringing in 8 cards. We're going to have to take out 8 cards as well. So what does that look like? What does taking out 8 cards look like right now? Mystical Dispute for sure. That's getting cut. Unmask is less good. We want to slow down a bit. Yes. Into Stupor would also be a bit difficult. Maybe even Architects as well. So still keep in the Land Cyclers, the premium 2 drop discarders like Colossal, Altenac, and Waker. I think we definitely still want the Fury, Vibrance, Overlord. Definitely still Living Death, Shriekmaw. I think all of this is fine. We'll just get rid of big density of blue cards. Yeah, maybe the Force Negation is going to be a bit harder to get off. So what if we just get rid of that and keep in... Oh, let's bring in Nissa. Is that fine? Sure, let's say that's fine. We'll just send it. We'll just side in like 9 cards. That's whatever. Transformational sideboards are good too. Or reveal the loot tree. Okay, opening hand has a pitchable Force of Vigor, which is good. Um, Besides that, it doesn't really do anything. If my opponent... Everyone just some type of jumped. Did I mistakenly side in? Okay, good. No, I left Massacre on the sideboard. I was going to say, was I silly in sideboarding that in? I don't want to lose to a choke or a moon. Maybe I just have to keep a Force of Vigor hand and then try to get through with Fable. They thought sees me. This hand's kind of stinky. Hopefully some Surveil lands into this Fable gets there. So you know what? We're a game up. I'll see if I can just done this. They thought sees me. It's a bit awkward. Okay, birds, that's fine. Badlands. Okay. Okay, anticipating them to go for like maybe a choke next turn or maybe a blood moon. I don't know. If that's the case and they're going to choke, I probably want to put into play the Underground Mortuary as the Surveil land. We have basic islands in the deck if it's a moon, so I'll just play this Verdant Catacombs and past. The mana in this deck is one of the hardest things, but at least all the Cascade spells can be cast off of the 2 Surveil lands and any 3rd land. Go for a Thoughtseize, okay. They see our hand. They probably take the Fable here. It's the card that has the most action. Besides this Fable, we will just be sitting here durdling for 3 more turns. So. Oh, okay, they take Force of Vigor. Does that mean danger? Oh, Grafdigger's Cage doesn't do anything versus our deck, so at least we have the Rogue deck advantage versus our opponent. They have incorrectly sideboarded, so something to keep in mind is, yeah, Cage just doesn't do anything versus Living End, so we have successfully evaded hate pieces by our opponent sideboarding incorrectly. Watching play, still scared of a choke. Deceit. I could keep Deceit on top and then play the Badlands and Thoughtseize then. They go down to 2 cards. That's probably good. All right. It at least gives us a bit of a clue as to what they're doing. Black and black. Cast and evoke this deceit. Opponent, what do you got for me? Please not a Veil Summer. Don't cast Veil Summer, please. Huge. Okay, they have Duress. They have 6. So they're probably... Damn. Okay, I mean, if I take the 6, they're kind of just not doing anything either. Take the 6 here. Pass. Yeah, my opponent can have just land and duress. They'll probably take this Fable now, because I'm just going to slam it next turn. I guess the worst thing my opponent could do next turn is just play Natural Order. Oh wait, no, they can't play Natural Order. They've got Graftic as Candy play. I'm silly. So I'm not even scared of a Natural Order here. Look at the cards. You can cast a duress, that's fine. If they take the Fable... Okay, they do take Fable. Next turn I can just add Lutri to hand. Yeah, that's probably still the best. So I can add Lutri to hand, and then on turn 4 I can play 4th land. And I don't know any cards in their hand. I can play 4th land, hold up this Subtlety, just to hard cast it, apply some pressure. We don't actually have to cast Living End. Okay, we've hit 5 lands now. At least we're good at drawing lands. So I will crack this to get a Volcanic Island and put Lutri to my hand. Gives us a bit of protection so we can still Subtlety pitching the Lutri. Bit of that insurance, bit of that confidence that they can't just go for something crazy next turn feels pretty good. What are they doing? Cling to Dust? Oh, Orcish Bowmasters. Okay, that's fine. I don't actually think I'm too worried about that, which is good. Okay, they've got no cards in hand. They have a Barsing Save. Just pass turn. Yeah, you've got it. I'll take 2 damage. Okay, I'm worried about drawing something bad. Wow, that is really good. Wow. I guess we are rewarded for playing modal cards. Modality, hey? So what would be epic here? What would be epic? Just passing turn, pitching Subtlety to the next thing that they play, suppose. Still, the 2 damage next turn is not going to do anything. They're just going to probably slam whatever it is they draw. Okay, go in combat. You got opponent, I will take 2. You're going to cast a spell, maybe. Barragoyf. Well, quite happy about that because it doesn't do anything. So after I Living End, they're going to have a 6 in play. So how do I prevent that? I should pitch cast this. Yeah. You know what, opponent? I'll respond. Make it a bit easier. I'll just get a Surveyor land. Oh, awesome. I'll put Wistfulness in my graveyard. I'm going to have a really big board next turn. Alright, I'm going to untap. Draw. Wonderful, we did not draw Living End. That was a concern for about 2 seconds. Let's crack this. Okay, so we have green, black, blue, red. We can get any other land and we're chilling. Can't get by you. So I get Trop. Another green sounds ideal. Yeah, we get Trop. So I should. Oh damn, and then I even have Sky Turtle afterwards to pitch to the subtlety in case they play something else next turn. So let's exile a red card, cast this Fury. What I'm going to do is deal 4 damage only to their Barragoyf. Which will not kill it. I don't even have to target a creature, but I just want to put this Fury in my bin. So that way I can cast for green, black, blue, red, and another green, let's say. Cast this Bring to Light. God, I love Bring to Light. Bring to Light, bingo. I feel like I'm cast Living End here. Cast without paying its mana cost. Opponent, today's the day you learn that that does not work. And now I will kill your 6. Now I have 6, 12, 17 power in play. You're at 17. The next creature you play, I'm going to subtlety pitch my Sky Turtle. And that should lock up the game. I feel like my opponent is wondering if maybe Magic Online is broken and Grafdigger's Cage is supposed to work, but maybe they. My opponent just typed in the chat reading comprehension challenge. Put it here for you. A little bit unfortunate given that Grafdigger's Cage does not work. So it says creature cards in graveyards and libraries can't enter the battlefield. Living End says you exile all of the creatures first from the graveyard, sacrifice all creatures from play, and then return all cards that were exiled with Living End to the battlefield. So they go to exile first. Just means that it doesn't stop anything that Living End does. Notably, also players can't cast spells from graveyards or libraries. Bring to Light puts it into exile first, and then you cast it. The same with cascading spells. You exile the cards first, and then when you hit something with less amount of value, you can cast it from exile. So, yeah, both sides of Grafdigger's Cage don't work versus this deck. So, something to keep in mind. Yeah. But anyway, that's round 2. Thanks for tuning in.